lot of interactive buzz. FEVA TV, Kiri Lee Crawford holding you down. Rated now, rated next, rated nice. Today we're doing it big, man. This one is big. We promised it to you, and we got it here. He's in the building, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. Of course, Jim Jones. What's good, family?
How you feeling, my brother? What's going down with you?
Yeah, man, it's all blessed. So, talking about it, I'm really excited to have you. I mean, crazy things going on in the industry. Definitely want to catch up and to hear the latest with what you've been up to, what you're into.
Got fitness going on. I got tech going on. I got music going on. I just finished dropping a deluxe, El Capo Deluxe. Getting ready to drop the Harry Fraud project, the single with French Montana is supposed to drop this week. So I'm working.
Yeah, big things. El Capo Deluxe, brand new mixtape. Of course, it's out there. It's floating. Big buzz on it. And who else do you have featured on that? So it said French Montana. Who else is on that?
French Montana, Diplomats, Belly's on there, Mano's on there, Davies is on there. There's a few people on it.
Must say, all right, 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? 2 decades deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? Of course, big things is going on. We were first introduced to you through Diplomats. Diplomatic Community, 2002. Of course, Dipset. Freaky Zeke, Jules Santana, Cameron, you know what I'm saying? Talk about Jim Jones, 2002, Diplomats, and what that journey's been like.
It feels good. I mean, to be successful inside of this game, everybody's not promised that. I mean, we started as young kids, and we made a career out of it, and we still here doing our numbers. It's been a hell of a journey along the way. I have no regrets. I've been to the top and back. You dig? I've seen a lot that most people will never get to see if they live 10 lives. So, I'm grateful.
And so you got a huge fan base. Like people love the Diplomats, specifically people love Jim Jones. What do you attribute that to? Your longevity in the game. People, are really hungry right now. Like when we posted on social media that we were talking to Jim Jones, we had a list of people who were like, ask him this, ask him that, what's good with this, what's good with that. Why such a big fan base and why the longevity when a lot of people come into the game and burn out so quickly?
Longevity comes with perseverance, and in order to persevere, you got to know how to reinvent yourself inside of this game. It's not easy. It's not something that I can say happens for everybody. But the few people that does happen for, God has a lot to do with that also inside of this industry. And some people are here for a reason. You know what I mean?
Talk about growing up in Harlem now. Talk about Bronx. We know the home of hip hop. I'm really curious. Like, your sound is very unique. You know what I'm saying? I'm really curious about your influences. We all know, obviously, going back to KRS-One and the South Bronx and that whole era of hip hop, that era of this, the foundation of everything that it is right now. But talk about your influences, like growing up, coming up. Who was really in your tape deck?
KRS-One was a very big influence of mine. Let us begin. What, when, why, or when. So I'm gonna explain like introduction to a game. See, I'm not insane. In fact, I'm kind of rational. And I'll be asking you, who is more dramatic with this one, or that one, the white one, or the black one? Pick the punk and I up to attack one. KRS-One is just the guy to lead a crew right up to your face and dish you.
Yo, that was the truth, man. That's what's up.
You was just singing along with me?
Yeah, man. That's what's up, right? No, that's the foundation. And I feel like as far as hip-hop has gone, and we've seen the incredible growth of it just being this around the way thing, right, to morphing into this, multinational, I feel like universal, not just worldwide, but universe-wide type phenomenon, right? So seeing something that was birthed from like a mustard seed and seeing where it's grown to is a beautiful thing, right? And KRS-One, this is why, we always ask those sorts of questions. It's like growing up in the BX, growing up in Harlem, growing up at the heart of where the music, where the culture began, what that experience must have been like. And of course, for those who have read about it, watched it, but you lived it, right? So that's a beautiful thing. KRS-One. Anybody else that comes to mind?
Rakim, Slick Rick, Special Ed, Heavy D, you name it. I was fans of him. Andre the Giant, Dig It in the Crates, EMD, you name it. I was a fan of hip hop. Period. I'm a hip hop child. Black Sheep, Red Man, Tribe Called Quest, Leaders of the New School, all that.
Yeah, man. We love that. Shouts out to just everyone doing it. We were talking about Large Professor and Diamond D and a lot of the producers behind the music too, right?
We're looking at the front door. They don't know about that. You heard?
The main source. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's great. So how did you get into now rapping? So you were around the way, you know what I'm saying? You was in the mix, but how did that translate from just being there to actually, you know what I mean, spitting fire?
Mason Cam showed me how to rap. That was way though I was grown by the time I learned how to rap, but it was very intriguing. And you know, I'm always up for a task, and I'm a creative person. So anytime I get to use my creativity, is something that I'm willing to do. And the music was way out. Cam and Mace was making a shit load of money, and my position, I wasn't making much money as they were making. So I was like, nah, I got to get ready to become an artist myself also, instead of just doing all the music. So that's really how I became an artist. And for me, using it as a hustle to make money turned into me loving it as a passion. So now the music has turned into a passion. It's much deeper than a hustle for me nowadays.
Right.
Stay sky high, fly with the stars, G4 flights, 80 grand large. So we lean with it, pop with it. Vertical Jones, mean with the top missing. I'm sitting clean with the bottom kidding. I hopped out, saggy jeans and my rock glisten. But I spent about 8 grand, mommy on stage, doing the ring dance. She let it hit the floor, made it pop. Got my pedal to the floor, screaming. We fly high.
So I know that, I mean, learning from two of the best, right? Mason Betha, of course, you know, Killer Cameron, and just the whole Harlem sound. It's like, as much as, you know, obviously Brooklyn has what Brooklyn has, and just New York in general being the epicenter for the birthplace of hip hop, Harlem really had its own separate thing happening. You know what I mean? It really felt like, you know, from Uptown Records and everything that was going on with that entire movement. And so what do you attribute that to? You know what I mean? This Harlem being its like own machine, its own beast. Harlem Shake, Harlem World, yeah.
The Hustlers is what shaped Harlem. And I mean in every shape, form of hustling, not just with the drug dealers. Drug dealers had a big influence on Harlem because they showed us what fast money could do, what fast money can buy, how fast money can go. You dig? But it's definitely the Hustlers that shaped what Harlem looked like, and that in turn gave the musicians the soundtrack to write about.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so a lot to write about, right? Just because of the culture that y'all was living in. And a big part of that culture, and you know, for me, is something that a lot of us, we even talked about today, is that a big part of that culture is the fashion. And you've always been very fashion forward, very fashion conscious. Is you know, when we think about the first times ever seeing you in concert, it's just like the style game is always up. Talk about your love of fashion, you know what I'm saying? And even the first time I ever saw Supreme, anybody rocking Supreme really in the hip hop world, it was y'all rocking it. It was you specifically rocking it. And I remember you used to, there's a kid out here, can't remember his name, Big Apple, and he had a clothing line. And I remember he used to rock some of his joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Apple.
Yeah.
Apple's, that's family, man. Shouts to Apple. Shouts to his whole family. He had
a
drugs clothing line. I don't know if it's still up and running, but I remember he had the drugs clothing line. Plus, Apple were influential when it came to hip hop and fashion and Canada, mixing Canada with the States and bringing some of that Canada flavor and that Canada businessman and hustle dancer to America and shit like that. And he definitely put on for the culture. Shouts to Apple. Shouts to Apple, definitely.
For sure, big up to Apple, and you know what I mean, and just the fashion, the marriage of the music, the culture, fashion, and hip hop, and why, you know what I'm saying, like it blended so well with your brand specifically, obviously with what Dipset was doing, but with your brand specifically, it was always like the fashion game was always up. You know what I'm saying? It was always like proper. It was always like the next joint. You know what I'm saying? It was always like whatever's going to hit. You see what them cats is rocking in the video, right? Because
I mean, we look good, man. Everything look good, man. You know what I mean? So we were just blessed, just being able to being able to be fresh. That's a big part of Harlem. That's a lesson you can't be taught. You got to just catch it. You dig, and a lot of us caught it in Harlem. So that's all that is.
And a big part of the culture, right? And so as we talk about that culture, Artist Showcase. What's up with that? What's that about?
Quarantine Studio Artist Showcase. It's a platform we have through Quarantine Studios. I partnered up with Zap Life to do a bit of a contest every week to pick some of the top artists who have a chance to get on my virtual mixtape album that we were releasing on all platforms. A chance to also win $5,000 as a winner, and also a chance to be one of the people entered into the final contest to win a $100,000 recording deal.
Now, see, that's crazy. So just to clarify, that's an in-person contest, or did you say that people could submit their video? What was that?
Virtual platform similar to this. It's called Zap Life. If you haven't heard of Zap Life, go download the Zap Life app. Every week they have a bunch of parties on there with some of your best DJs. And like you're saying, every week my contest goes up for about 4 hours, and we have people come on and do their little thing on the virtual stage, and from all over the country. And we pick some top music, and every week there's a new outcome, there's a new winner, and it's been going on. This is the 5th week now that we've been running it. We got I believe 4 more weeks left, something like that, for the first segment, for the first season or whatever they want to call it. Then we go back into the season 2 or part 2 and shit like that, started all over again. So it's cool.
Hey, so that's crazy. So we're gonna take that from all over the country to all over the world, because our viewers, Africa, Caribbean, and they love Jim Jones, man. They love y'all, man. I'm just saying.
It's definitely all over the world, 100%. Pardon me. I think I'm from. You get caught up in where you're from, but using the internet and computers is definitely all over the world. Pardon me.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely are going to flood some Canadians, some Caribbean people, and of course the African family into that. So we'll definitely get that information from you again, so we can put it at the bottom of the screen and be like, yo, if that's what it is, you know what I mean? Get your guap up, get your money up. You know what I'm saying? If you spit that fire.
The dope platform. We we also have distribution. If you have some singles you're trying to get distributed, reach out to Quarantine Studios. This is a dope situation we got going on. Help you get your music out across all platforms. A little bit different than TuneCore or the Digi, whatever. You actually have somebody you can call, give you some sound advice to help you further the success of your career, just help you out, period, when you come up against a brick wall and you need some ideas or some options on what next to do with your music or your career and shit like that. So,
That's what's up, right? So right there, you heard it from the man himself. So let me ask you this. Now, I've heard people say songs are like children. You know what I'm saying? You create them, you give birth to them, and you watch them grow. You know what I mean? Do you have a favorite song? Like, I think about, obviously, We Fly High, Billboard smash. That was crazy. But I also think about Emotionless with you and Joel's. That's one of the joints that we absolutely love. I Really Mean It from the Dipset Diplomatic Immunity album. Do you have a song that's like, yo, that's your joint? Like one or two that you're like, yo, I did that, and that's the one that really, you know what I'm saying?
Summer in Miami is probably my favorite song. Well, one of my favorite songs that I've ever recorded, period.
Now would you hate me for that? I know your heart's cold, could you wait till I'm back? I'm just a sucker for love, but a nigga hold you down if you wanna fuck with a dog. Summer with the top drop low, know where my honey's. Come on, that's a summer with Miami. Bottle in the air, living without a care. Wind blowing through her hair. Y'all know that's a summer with Miami.